Hey, I'm Mike Baccarella, and today we're going to take a look at a really interesting arpeggio exercise from Kurt Rosenwinkel. Let's take a look. This arpeggio exercise comes from Kurt Rosenwinkel's masterclass series of videos available on his website. I think it's 7 total videos so far, and it covers all kinds of great stuff, and it's really interesting. I'll leave a link in the description for the sample video that this exercise comes from. When Kurt demonstrates this idea, he demonstrates it in harmonic minor, in A harmonic minor. However, we're going to move this to C major. The basis of the exercise is to take 2 triads a fifth apart within the scale. So take your 1 and your 5, your 2 and 6, 3 and 7, 4 and 1, 5 and 2, 6 and 3, and your 7 and your 4. And we're demonstrating this with first inversion arpeggios, which means our third is on the bottom rather than the root. And so I'm going to start with this on the 6th chord, on A minor. So right here, I have my C, E, and A, and I'm doing that on the 3rd fret of the 5th string and the 2nd fret of the 4th and 3rd string. Now A minor would be our 6th chord, and if you go up a 5th from there, we would get our 3. So our 3 in the key of C major is E minor. So we're going to play that here. We're going to play on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. We do that with G on the 5th fret of the 4th string, B on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and E on the 2nd string, 5th fret. So here's our shape so far. And we're going to move that throughout the key. Our next one would be B diminished and F major. Then we have C major and G major. Then D minor and A minor. We have E minor and B diminished, F major and C major, then we have G major and D minor, and then we get back to where we started. Now when Kurt plays this, he plays it very repetitively. Now while Kurt is playing this, he talks about how we should let the sound of the key wash over us, kind of get into the sound of what these 2 arpeggios create together. And just stick on any one for as long as you want. And then while you're playing that one in your head, picture what the next one would be so you're ready to hit it when it comes to it. Now for picking on this, I'm purely alternate picking. You could probably experiment with a bunch of different things, but for me that works the best. Now this exercise is really cool because it combines 2 arpeggios to create a deeper sound. So this A minor and E minor together, this kind of comes together to create an A minor 9 sound, or a C major 6 or C major 13 sound. The B diminished and the F major kind of give us a D minor 13 sound. The C major and the G major give us like a C major 9. The D minor and the A minor give us like a D minor 9 or an F major 6 or F major 13 kind of sound. The E minor and the B diminished gives us this kind of really cool G13 sound. The F major and the C major give us an F major 9. And finally the G major and the D minor come together to give us a G9 kind of sound. So we can combine these sounds and get some interesting tensions for our regular arpeggios. And as I was just demonstrating, instead of just playing them as single notes, you could also use them together as a pair when you're comping to create these sounds as well. Now, as always, I like to come up with variations on these exercises that we go over. So here's the first variation. This isn't much of a variation. It's just going down instead of going up. The same thing as normal, except we're starting on the top arpeggio and going down to the first arpeggio. So in this case, we're going E minor to A minor instead of A minor to E minor. Picking is the same, and you'll take this through the whole thing. the second variation, we're just adding one string and giving us a little bit of wider range to work with. So I'm going up A minor, E minor, and I'm going to the top note here, which is G, which is the third of the E minor chord. Same one I started with down here, and then it's going back down. So I got C, E, A, G, B, E, G, E, B, G, A, E, C. And it repeats in triplets, just like the others. And of course, you can take this through the whole thing. Now our third variation is very similar to the second variation. We're adding an extra string again, but in this case, instead of adding the first string, we're adding the sixth string. And we're going down and back up rather than up and back down. So we're going down, we're just going E minor to A minor, and then we're adding the root at the bottom, and going back up. So we're going down E minor, E, B, G, and then A minor, A, E, C, A, C, E, A, G, B, E. And again, triplets, just like before. And of course, you would take this through the whole sequence. I really like how this exercise combines triads to get us some interesting sounds out of our regular major key. And this is just in the major key. Of course, we could take this to harmonic minor and melodic minor and harmonic major and whatever scales you wanted to play with this. And the more we mess around with this exercise, the more we're going to see how these arpeggios work together to create interesting sounds. So I recommend taking this through all the keys and all the different scale types that you're comfortable with. So thanks for checking out this lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time.